This is a story about art and blood, a story about Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio, the most revolutionary painter of 17th century Rome. Revolutionary? Why? Challenging the very way art is supposed to be. Caravaggio becomes pop and reaches here in your heart. His creations are vivid, shocking, real, physical. When you're in front of a painting by Caravaggio, you're not just in front of a piece of art, no, you're in front of a real event. And so now, the Virgin Mary, the saints, are real. People from the dirty streets of the city, flesh and blood, like us. And in front of real scenes of holiness, even the worst sinner believes. Perfect! That's exactly what the Church, the Catholic Church, was looking for. In those years, under siege from the Protestants of Northern Europe, for the Catholic Church, paintings were not only art objects or decorations, they were more. Europe war for souls. Art was the heavy artillery. It had to convince you, it had to feel you, it had to make you believe. Id est Caravaggio's art, a great success. But the genius is not always a hero. Saint's painter is not always a saint, and Caravaggio wasn't. His only figures made him rich and famous, but his genius was a gift of Saturn, a gift of the devil. He was the Caravaggio artist, the man that could show in front of our eyes the world of the Gospels. But there was also another Caravaggio, the Caravaggio of the dirty streets. The streets he painted so well because he knew it so well. Aggressive, brutal, violent, arrogant, vicious, and unpredictable. Here, the police documents of the times about Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio, eccellentissimo pittore. 1600, Caravaggio sued for an assault with club and swords. 1601, Caravaggio arrested for hanging around with a sword without a license. 1603, arrested for slander against another painter, Baglione, short after released under the intercession of the King of France. 1604, Caravaggio sued for having thrown artichokes on the face of the busboy of the Osteria del Moro. 1604 and 1605, arrested for hanging around again with a sword without a license. Then imprisoned for insulting Lena, a prostitute of Piazza Navona, and her daughter Isabella. Again 1605, sued for having crashed with stones the windows of Prudentius Bruna's house. Not really a gentleman, isn't it? Till 28th of May, 1606, the day of the disaster. A duel is arranged down in Via della Scrofa at the tennis court. Caravaggio challenges Ranuccio Tomassoni, a sort of mafioso of the era. It is a brutal fight. Caravaggio is strongly wounded, but Tomassoni dies. This time Caravaggio is wanted for murder. There is a price on his head. He has to escape, to leave Rome immediately. So his life becomes a never-ending road, a never-ending escape from police. Naples, Malta, Sicily, Naples again, days of glory, nights in prison, and incredible escapes, fights against, nights pirates, police agents, but also a lot of fantastic art that subverted the standard of the art of paintings.
But in his head, he always hopes to be forgiven by the Pope, to come back to Rome, the city of arts.
He will never. Caravaggio dies the 18th of July 1610 in Porto Ercole, Tuscany, the same day that Pope Paul V signs his reprieve letter. His life ends, but his art will conquer Europe, because what begins with Caravaggio is quite simply modern art. San Luigi dei Francesi. Inside this church, in 1599, Caravaggio paints 3 altarpieces about the life of Saint Matthew. Those paintings are now a symbol of his way of life, a symbol of his art.
The life of Matthew is the life of a sinner, like him, a sinner chosen by Jesus for this mission. Jesus' finger points, yes, you Matthew, you miserable creator, I need scum like you for this job, a dirty traitor who knows sinners. And Caravaggio paints it, the life of a squalid who turns in a Christ apostle, and then in a saint, even more, in an evangelist. Not like him, but almost Caravaggio, the sinner, the painter who made people believe in the word of the Gospels, believe in salvation.
If you want to see his paintings here in Rome, discover his art, understand the revolution of his style, but also, if you want to know everything about his incredible life, the streets he trampled on every day, where he was arrested, where he committed murder, what he had to do when he had to leave the city. If you want to know all this, see Caravaggio with me and book with Chris the Guide.